It's on. It's on. We got it. We got it. Man. Yo, what is up, guys? It is CRPHD back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at honestly a product that's long overdue for a video, and it's Apple's Magic Keyboard. This isn't going to be a full review over the Magic Keyboard itself, more so just an unboxing and a first impressions video, so I can tell you guys how the Magic Keyboard has affected my usage of the iPad Pro in day-to-day use, so let's hop into it. So if you guys have been subscribed to the channel, you should have obviously known that this video was coming. I told you guys that I would be placing an order as soon as possible for this Magic Keyboard, and now that it's finally here, let's open it up. Now, if I'm being quite frank with y'all, I already did unbox the Magic Keyboard itself just because whenever it first came in the mail, I was so excited to get it. But I did repackage everything and put it back together just so you guys can get the full unboxing experience, or partially full unboxing experience that just shows everything that came with it. But even then, so it only came with some paperwork and then the star of the show, the Magic Keyboard. So not really anything too special with the unboxing experience. My first impressions for actually just having the product in my hands for the first time was really good, actually. Now, this was before I inserted the iPad into it. The thing that really shocked me the most was just how heavy the actual keyboard itself was. You know, sometimes we humans like to base the quality of things on how much they weigh sometimes. So just being able to pick this device up and feel that it was a nice, rigid, solid piece of technology was just a nice first impressions pleasure to have, I guess. Whenever pairing the Magic Keyboard and the iPad Pro together, it's as easy as it possibly can get. There are magnets, so whenever you hold the iPad Pro close to the Magic Keyboard, it'll automatically snap into place. You don't have to worry about trying to connect the iPad Pro via Bluetooth or anything like that, because there's a hardwired connection between the two devices, the smart connectors on the back of the iPad, and as well as the 3 pins that are on the Magic Keyboard itself. This ultimately allows you to never have to charge the Magic Keyboard since it is being powered by the iPad, and just makes the experience much more seamless. But once your iPad is attached to the Magic Keyboard, trust me, it's not going anywhere. All the magnets on the back of the iPad and on the Magic Keyboard hold your iPad firmly in place, and as well as just it's also supported by that really strong hinge that I was talking about earlier. And all of this just makes for a really nice touchscreen experience for whenever your iPad is docked onto this keyboard. If you've ever dealt with a touchscreen laptop before, you'll obviously know what I'm talking about, because whenever interacting with the displays on those things, the hinge and the display tend to be a little extra wobbly at times, and it just makes for an unpleasant experience. But I'm just glad to say that on the iPad Pro, this really sturdy hinge design prevents that extra wobble and just makes interacting with the display much more enjoyable. Now, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but besides all the fingerprints that are now visible on my device, because Apple refuses to change the material that they use whenever creating this thing, besides all that, the only problem that I really have with the Magic Keyboard is the fact that it leaves the edges of the iPad Pro exposed to any accidental drops, which is not necessarily something that you want to hear whenever paying $300+ especially if you're getting the 12.9-inch keyboard. But it's something that you're gonna have to face, and probably just an extra precaution that you're gonna have to take to make sure that you do not drop this thing, because it would be very sad if you drop it and somehow whenever you go and try and use your iPad, and now all of a sudden there's a giant crack in the corner of your screen. Now, I never would have thought that I would have genuinely found a product that would really affect the day-to-day usage of my iPad Pro, because trust me, I've tried all the gaming mouse out there and all the Bluetooth keyboards and all those different types of hacks to try and make your iPad Pro more like a laptop replacement. But I just found that me trying to adjust to my iPad Pro just wasn't working, and I just needed something that was built for it. And what do you know, Apple comes along and releases the Magic Keyboard, which has just been a pleasant experience all around and a real joy to use. It really does change how you interact with your iPad. All the same multi-finger gestures can now be done on the trackpad below, and as well as this keyboard is fairly good. There's enough spacing between each of the letters, and especially if you're on the 12.9-inch iPad, which is what I'm using right now, everything is well spaced out. And while they weren't able to include a function row, It still has everything else that you would possibly need on a keyboard. And another benefit is that these keys are actually backlit. So if you're ever in a dark environment, that extra nice little backlighting touch will help you make typing in the dark a lot more easy. They'll cut on and off just depending on what type of lighting you're in, because it'll use the iPad Pro's ambient sensors and automatically adjust the keyboard's brightness based on your environment, which is just, like I said, another magical, seamless touch on Apple's part. If you ever find that the keyboard isn't bright enough or you just want to cut it down in general, you can always go into the settings and you can manually change it, but that's just a little extra hassle that you don't necessarily have to do. Now, while this trackpad is on the smaller side, it's actually very tiny, at least compared to my hands, but nonetheless, it is on the smaller side. It's one of the more accurate and, if not the best trackpad that I've ever used on a laptop. Yes, I'm saying it, it's a laptop. And I really like the touch that Apple did not using the surfboard design or the diving board design, excuse me, because you can click anywhere on this trackpad. It's not like on the more common laptops where you can only click in certain spots. So just a nice little touch. I know some people that use the iPad Pro that have complained about the fact that they wish they had a more wide viewing angle, but I just really appreciate the fact that we have different viewing angles, because the smart keyboard folio and just the previous generations of that, you pretty much had one stationary angle, and it was kind of a pain to deal with because you couldn't really adjust the iPad without it flopping over or just doing some weird thing. But now that we have this hinge, you get a lot more viewing angles. So if you're ever watching a movie or YouTube laying down in your bed, you can finally not have your iPad fall and hit you in the face. So that's always nice. Overall, though, guys, I really got to give it to Apple. They really deserve a round of applause for this one and pulling it off. Now, while the fact that this is something that we've been asking for a long time, I guess just the story for the iPad Pro and the Magic Keyboard as a whole is, you know the saying, better late than never, right? They listened to us. They finally gave us mouse support. They gave us a excellent keyboard while it's $300 to $350, not even including taxes. I can say, guys, it's worth every penny, and I really think you guys will enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you guys would like a more full review of this Magic Keyboard, I can try and get that going as well. But I think just for a keyboard, a first impressions video, first impressions over the course of 4 or 5 months, it's pretty good for now. But like I said, if you guys want another video over the Magic Keyboard, or just just an update video of how it lasts over time, make sure and let me know down in the comments below. If you're new, subscribe, and thank you guys for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.